engineered for adventure, wherever the road leads. For the wandering soul who dares to go rogue from the plan. And yes, you get to drive your own rogueness. Hello adventure lovers, and welcome back to a brand new episode of A Walk Through the Conversion. This is your host Vidushi. If you're new here and are just hopping on to the overlanding or caravanning culture in India, then we are proud to tell you that Motorhome Adventures is a 3-decade-old company that rents and builds all things home on wheels and more, ranging from a club on wheels to election campaign vehicle, food truck, and of course, caravans, motorhomes, RVs. You name it, and we can most definitely build it. In today's episode, we will be walking through a BS6 Mahindra Bolero-based Flatbed hardtop pickup caravan. A tiny titan crafted to travel through the most diverse terrains of India, redefining what true caravan adventure means. A level up from the previous build, the name is Reisender ROGUE. So, without the further ado, let's walk through this conversion. Painted in a beautiful cosmic black, the complete shell area has been built using the auto-grade aluminium, making it sturdy to travel to any terrain possible. In the front area, you can see we have customized the complete front section. The fascia has been customized, and I think that's the reason throughout the travel I've been getting a lot of questions about which vehicle this exactly is, because just a thing that's as small as a front fascia customization makes the vehicle unrecognizable. Speaking of the tires, here we have R15 light truck tires. These can take a load of 1030 kilos. We've got our 15 inches offset steel rims, and then on the front area, what you're seeing here is a hidden winch. We did in fact use this, so this is something that can take a payload of 6,000 pounds, and this functions on a 12-volt DC supply. So in case you're ever stuck in a muddy mess, then you have the option of getting out of that ruckus, out of that mess, by simply attaching the hook to another vehicle or another level or surface, and then you can simply be rolling the winch to get out. Or in any case you want to save someone who's in that mess, then you can also do that. Now we'll be talking about the cabin, so come on to the cabin section. So in the cabin section, you can see we have the same bucket seats, 4 passenger seats that is, and we have just made a little bit of change in the cabin area, which is by adding these bucket seats upholstery. On the roof as well, you can see we have the same upholstery in beige in a diamond cut. Then on the front dash, we have not done any sort of changes, just added an Android, that's the music system. On the back side, you see that there's a sneak peek of the overall conversion that we have, because there's an easy way access to the rest of the section. Other than that, we have not done any changes to the overall cabin area. Now let's come back to the driver's side. As you can see, on the driver's side, we have not given too much of a chaos or the attachments. Here we have our traction mats. You already know the purpose of this if you are big on overlanding. This is something for whenever you are stuck in a muddy situation, then you can simply put these under your tires so that you can get out of that mess. This right here is a 20 liters jerry can. These are all bolted so that if you ever require these, it can readily be accessed. So I'll just be opening the top one. It's been bolted pretty perfectly using 4 bolts, although it's very lightweight. The reason for that is so that it does not give you any sort of rattling sound or any sort of rattle when the vehicle is moving. So removing all the screws, and the washers. We then get our traction mats. So there are two. I'll just quickly take out the other one, and then you can see how this has been bolted perfectly in. This one is our jerry can. Again, we pop it out, and here comes our complete setup. So when all that is down, you can see everything has been bolted to the overall body, and it's not that we have done major changes to the overall body, but just added a lightweight rig which is sturdy enough. This whole thing has been powder coated in black as well. I'll just put it back on. Screw it in place. Now for the traction mats. That's the first one. And the second one. And now we'll put our washers, which are very much important because you want to seal them perfectly. So one on each side. And then another one. The setup is now done. On this side, you can see we have a small dicky in which we currently, if I were to give you a tour, it's going to be messy, but what we have in here is our toolbox, the cleaning supplies that we have in here, then a drill and some other fixtures and attachments that one is going to be requiring in case they overland like a beast. So I'm going to be putting this back in. And now we're on to the back side of the camper van, after which we're going to be entering in. We have the kitchen on the outside, but we will be talking about that at the very end because we have a lot of special features in the kitchen section. This setup that we have right here, I think this is going to be every overlander's dream because we have everything that an overlander, a traveler who wants to travel deep into the isolation can think about. So this right here is our mount. If you have seen our video of Aether, the Tyre rocks-based overlanding conversion we have given, customized a similar mount for the same as well. So this is your stepney on which goes this whole mount, on which we have number one, our axe. Second is the fishing rod. So how you remove it is simply by pressing it. Once I press this, I can then mount it over back to the side. If I open this knob, then I can also turn it to any side if I want to. And then this is our 10-liter jerry can. Again, we have a 20-liter one, but if in case we require an extra fuel thing, then we can always have that at our bay. This right here is our shovel. Everything is attached to the mount itself. So if I were to remove the hooks, and again we have also used the zip ties to zip it in place, so that is why you saw those zip ties in the dicky section, because we will be requiring these whenever we travel to any location and open this setup. So you undo the hooks, then this becomes a little loose. And then you can simply unhook it. I'll poke the hook right here, and then because this is attached through a zip tie, so I've got my scissors. I'll cut the zip tie. So this is the smaller shovel. The bigger one is attached through a bolt. So you can see these hooks are going to be making it very easy for you to attach or detach anything to any surface. Let's leave this here. This right here is our blast-proof LPG. Now this is also mounted to the tires mount. How we open it is, again, we see these hooks. We are first going to be unscrewing this. This requires a little bit of patience. So this also has been done so that there's no rattling sound. Right now you can see, although it's very sturdy, still just to ensure that we are double safe, we have added these hooks as well. Now this is what's called a ratchet belt. If I open this, okay, so you can see now it's pretty loose. I can take out my cylinder from here, but in the kitchen area we are still going to be requiring the cylinder to be here, so I'm just going to be leaving this here. Then next is our axe, and the last thing that we have on here is the mount in which you can store in a lot of accessories. Currently we have one surprise thing which you have seen in our Tyre-based conversion, but I'll be keeping it in for the end. And you do have the space to store wood logs, etc. on here. On the body, you can see that on the top we have the 5 Caravan standard lights on the back as well as the front area. On the top we have approximately 550 watt solar, the 12 volt DC solars, and rest of the space on the rooftop is pretty empty, but we do have a big hatch to get the easy access on the rooftop area as well. Now speaking of the bottom section, so this is our step. It folds in, you then attach it like so. So this is how you secure it. Again, I'm moving it pretty widely, but there is no sound of any sort of rattling because everything has been fitted and fixed in such a manner that you can access it easily, but at the same time you won't have to worry about it rattling. And then we have the entryway, which is a double door entry. Usually we have the doorway, that is the entryway access, on the middle side, and it's a little bit wider than this, but because we wanted to utilize the complete left panel that we have, that is this mount area that we have shifted everything to the left, and instead here we have an entryway which is not a single door but a double door entry. So once we unbolt this, we now have a wide enough view to the inside, and this is something that makes it feel like it's not too crowded or chaotic on the inside because we have again a wide opening. Now before we head in, we'll talk about the overall shell dimensions. Pre-pop-up we have a height of 54 inches. Post pop-up we get an additional 24 inches on the inside. That's a whopping 6.6 feet of height overall. Now if you have seen our recent launches of the truck toppers, the Outrider Core, Apex and Crust model, then you have seen that we manually lift the rooftop area. But in this one, to just eliminate that manual kind of mechanism, we have added the PLC-controlled linear actuators on all fours. What it does is basically, even though the weight is distributed in different sections differently, it still functions in sync. I'll just be hopping on to the rooftop area to show you that it can easily take a weight of up to 1 ton. Let me just hop in and then we'll open the rooftop. So I'm currently on the rooftop. I've got my person who's going to be lifting the rooftop, and you'll be seeing that this roof is going to get up with me standing onto it. Can we have the roof up, please? So this complete mechanism is battery operated. That means you would not have to worry about the kind of mechanism requiring any sort of outgrid or grid power or any sort of exterior supply. You can simply function this using the batteries that you have in your camper van itself. We'll be talking about the power setup in a minute, but before that, let's have it on. So you can see it's now lifting up. I'm still on here. I hope you're able to hear the sound. So that is the sound of the actuators working in. Now, throughout this whole platform, the rooftop area, the weight has been distributed very unevenly because we cannot control that on the rooftop section. But still, these actuators work in such a manner that all 4 of these sides are still in sync. And we also have a limit switch in this, which ensures that once you press it, either way, that is up or down, it will end or get limited to a certain section wherein it ends at. So now we're coming up. It's a very easy mechanism. All right, so we are almost there. I also want to point out that this is something that we have customized in-house, taking all the dimensions as well as the overall weight of this rooftop into consideration. Now you guys must be thinking, what happens since this is battery operated? What happens if the battery dies midway? Then this switch, whenever you get the power supply, is going to be coming back to that exact location. So if you were pressing the open option, then it's going to be opening up fully and then it'll come down. If it was coming down, that is shutting off, just like right now, it's going to be shutting off and then coming back to the surface. In case you ever have a battery failure or the battery dies, then you also have the option of cranking this whole setup open using just a drill that you get. So that is how easy this setup is. I'm now going to be coming back down. So I'm now going to be entering in using my 48 inches by 24 inches hatch. This gives you an easy way access to the rooftop area. But as you saw, I was on the rooftop. I can easily access it through. Then we have our bedding area, which is comfortable enough to sleep, I would say, at least 3 people. We did in fact test and try this with 3 adults. The time we were spending in Corbett, it was just in this camper van itself. As you can see, I can easily lie down, that is sideways, and even if I were to lie down from front to back, let's give you this angle, then I can do so as well. This is before it has been extended. So we have this little extension on the front area, which I'm going to be opening it. If we just open this plank, manually move this section and then this section on and attach, velcro the mattress on here. Now we have a total area which is 78 inches in terms of the length and 68 inches wide. I'll be removing the mattress for a second to show you other details that we have. So the plank comes back down. Now on the rooftop area, as I've already mentioned, we have a solar panel. That's a 550 watt solar panel on all of these sides and then the hatch, which leaves us the room just for this fantastic fan. If you do not know about this, this is a battery operated fan, which make sure that if there's a lot of heat on the inside of the camper van, you simply can function it. It's going to send the hot air outside. And in case you want the cool air to enter in, you can then press the inwards button. If in any case, it comes with a hatch as well. If in any case the battery is not functioning, you can simply crank the knob. I hope you heard that. And if we'll come up close, you can see the hatch is now opening up. So this is in case I have any sort of failure. Otherwise too, here you can see the up and down button, and if I press that, it's going to be powering it in. Right there you have it. The hatch is now coming down. So now I'm getting cool air. I've brought the hatch back up. It's very silent in comparison to the other fans that we have in, which are battery operated. That's done. So now for the other fixtures, the complete side profile that you're seeing, of course, this is not something that's permanent. This is something that's going to be moving up and down depending on if we are stationed or if we're in a moving condition. So the material that we have used on this is the same USA grade parachute material. Throughout, we've had this canvas. Each side comes with a lot of pockets. Then we have windows, so these are velcroed in. The first layer is the clear. Second, if you want to remove the clear, then you have this mesh so that insects cannot come in but the wind still can. And then this hook right here is to attach any sort of bungees, because when you bring this back down, then you'll have to ensure that it's pulling it in. So that's why we have left the provision of attaching the hooks so that it automatically pulls it in, and then the roof can easily go down. Now, in addition to this whole canvas setup, we also have a option of upgrading it to the blackout material or going for the thermal protection on all sides. So for people who are planning to go overlanding to a very cold location and are thinking about, will this canvas, this rooftop opening sustain the cold air, sustain them in the cold air, then it definitely can with just an upgradation or attachment of the thermal layer protection. Now onto the system that we have here. In terms of the overall power management, because the linear actuator requires battery power, we have got 24 volt DC 150 Ah battery backup. In addition to that, we've got 120 amp alternator as well as a 2.5 kilowatt 24 volt DC inverter. Now this is our whole power setup right here. So this is our grid, the MCB for the 12 and 24 volt DC supply. Then we have a USB right here. On this side, what you're seeing is the water leveler, and this is the limit switch. So once it moves up, it makes sure that you're not moving beyond the given legs that we have, and once it comes down, it's going to be tucking in so that you do not go beyond. This is the linear actuator. So to turn it on, you need to press this button, then you move it right or left, that is for top or bottom, and this is an emergency switch. In case, let's say somebody is sleeping on the top and somebody has already shifted the direction towards the bottom, so the roof is coming down, then this is going to be ensuring with a simple press, the roof just stops, the whole entire mechanism just stops, so that because this is something which is very powerful, it's then not going to be crushing whatever is on there. So even that safety feature has been thought about, and this whole thing has been done in-house in the HQ itself. On the back side, you can see we have the solars, the complete system of the solar. Then this right here is our fridge setup. This one right here is our microwave oven, a small dinky one that we have on here. This right here is our 24 volt DC fridge. So this works both on 12 as well as 24 volt supply. That means battery and electrical power, both of those. Currently, we have a water bottle, some peas and whatnot stored in. So that is it. On the back side, you're seeing the holes so that the battery could have easy ventilation. Underneath, we have our kitchen setup tucked in. That's right, if you just look at this, it's not even my full arm's length, and in this entire system we have our kitchen, which is on the inside. To look at the kitchen setup, you'll have to wait till the end of the video. We have also provided an induction top, which I am proud to report we did use for more than an hour on just our battery setup, thanks to the alternator and the solar power combination. Coming to the top area, now you must be thinking this is a very small space and the rooftop already comes down, so where exactly is the luggage or certain things like linens, etc. are going to go? The storage for that is right on here. So if I lift it up, I can now put it onto a hold. So this is how deep it is. It is not fully as per the length of the bed, but we do have a deep enough storage. I think if I tried, even I could fit in. But right now, here you can see we have our blankets fitted in. If I were to put the mattress, that is the mats that we have in, then it can go in as well. But we do require this, so I'm going to be pulling this back out. And now we'll close up this storage. Now onto the next section, which is our seating cum bedding area. So this is my sofa area. We have a 2-people sofa space with a rubber wood tabletop attached with a lagoon setup. So this can be brought in to any direction. I can bring it closer to myself, I can bring it closer to the other person, or I can simply shift this to the side to then have more space on the bottom. This is something that's completely removable. So if I want to remove it, so if I wiggle this up, it goes back to the top, and then I have the option. Now this area is what I have open and available to turn it into a bed for one more person. That makes a total of 4 people sleeping space on here. We have rigs. The ridges simply support our plank. To fix my final piece, to then make it into a sleeping space for one person, I can lie down here comfortably. If I feel like the headroom is missing for me, I can also remove this and put this back up to now have a comfortable enough space to lie down and even to twist and turn. Of course, this is not going to be like your top bed, but I would say as a smaller compact pickup truck conversion, this is a superb area that one can get. And now on the interior, we have one last picture, which is the bathroom area. Yes, we do have a bathroom inside. Let's now tour the bathroom space. So if I do want to access my bathroom door fully, I'll have to turn this sofa space to top. So this was our plank, and now I can simply bring this up, buckle it in place. Now I have a very wide access and easy access, and my bathroom door can open fully. In the bathroom area, the bottom section is something that's made up of FRP, that is fiber reinforced polymers. And here we have our very compact system. So you can see this is our drop down sink space, which is right above the portable toilet. I'll tell you more about the portable toilet, but this is your faucet, which gives you both cold and hot water supply. Let's hook it back to its position. On the top, we have a shower as well. And if I'm on the inside and I want to, of course, I'll have to be seated on the portable toilet so that I can use the space wisely. But if I want to then take a bath, I can just open the curtains, ensuring that we're not creating a mess in the rest of the camper van. And then if I pull this in, the complete area, it's tucked to the bottom, which is going to be ensuring that I do not bring water to anywhere else. You'll have to manage with the small space, because with this kind of roof, which is not a permanent fixture, it becomes somewhat difficult to create a bathroom area which is there, which is comfortable and functional. So this is how we have tackled that situation. Coming back out now for the portable toilet, guys, this is the first and I think the only time that we have given a portable toilet wherein you do not have to take out the cassette after each and every use. You do not have to take it out and discard it. It's fixed onto one position, and what we do then is we have a manual valve on the outside which we pull out, and the water goes onto that black water septic tank. So it, although is a portable toilet, it still has a tank underneath, which is approximately your 25 liters tank. The freshwater tank we have on here is 250 liters of fresh water, which is going to be coming in handy for the shower space or for the kitchen area. But the portable toilet, I don't think you're going to be getting this anywhere else. We have customized this in-house because we know that people, especially in India, do not want to get their hands dirty, and it's not possible to create such a vast system without having any sort of FRP mechanism. So what we did was we simply added the portable toilet, but in addition to that, there is always the option of manually pulling the valve out so that all the water goes to the septic tank. Now that we are done with the interiors, again you'll see the theme that we have kept is plain Jane. It's a combo of a beige, very neutral palette, and we've done so because this is a budget-friendly oriented customization. I'll be talking about more as to when and where and how you can rent it. But first, let's move to the exterior space, which is our kitchen area. Now onward to the kitchen space that we have here. So this right here is our kitchen area, but before that we'll be talking about these fixtures right here. This is an LPG gas geyser. This is only going to be functioning once we connect the inlet to our gas. All the fixtures that have been kept here on this table are going to be used, so stick to the end of the video. This is what goes onto the LPG, like so. This then passes through the back side towards this section, and then we have the LPG supply available. I've connected the gas inlet in. Even if I push it real hard, it's not going to be coming in because this is the QRV. I'm going to be placing it back in. Then comes the water pipe. So the hot one and the cold one. This is going to be going here. The cold one onto this side. So now this is bringing the fresh water in, and then same goes for here. The cold one connected to this section, the hot one and the cold one, the opposites. Then this right here is our fresh water filling inlet, 250 liters freshwater tank. This is to release any sort of air that's in there, because oftentimes what happens is if there's a lot of air on the inside of the tank, then the water, it'll appear as it's full, but it won't be full. This one right here is our shower, the exterior shower with cold and hot water supply as well. This can easily get connected to the geyser as well. And then here we have our attachment. So the shower is currently on the inside, but when you have the shower on, you can simply attach it in, and using the help of our Octopus awning, which is very much there in this conversion, we'll be coming to that. This right here is the dispose of mechanism that I was referring to. If you simply push this lever on, your valve is now open and you can simply discard the black water from here. Now let's shut this back on and move onwards to our kitchen space, which is right here. So you open it, then you have two decks which are going to be expanding open. So the first one brings in our storage section. The second one brings in our burner top. Once we flip this on, then we get our countertop, and further to that, from the bottom section we have our FRP sink, which first we'll have to fix it on here. First one goes here to lock it in place. The second one on here. So this table is now sturdy enough. I'm going to be placing the wash basin in. Then comes the faucet that we have. Of course, it being an overlanding vehicle, you'll have to fix everything, because in this compact space, as we keep on saying, it is really difficult to have all the comfort. And if you want all the comfort, you need to have a little bit of patience to then set it up. So your fresh water supply can be turned on from here. Then these are our burner attachments. So then we have the lid, our top, the second one, even the knobs are fitted on here, which is a deep enough storage. We currently have extra containers stored in on here. We have a deep enough space to store all the accessories that we do require. But I'll show you another one of our storage space. So this is where the knob is going to go. From there on, this is another one of our storage spaces. So the complete storage section is on the inside. This right here is a storage that you can bring towards the outside, and you see these simple holes. Using this, it's as simple as hanging a frame. So some of the accessories can be here. Then we have another one. On this side, it's currently fully decked up. This too is going to go on here. And then we additionally have pegs attached. So let's say if I were to hang a scissor or any other utensils, I can do that as well. So you see how easily the storage area is now accessible. Then in addition to that, we have another one right here, which if you'll come up to this side, you'll be able to see that can be fixed in on this space, so that you can then keep in any of your washing dishes, the dishwasher, or the other sort of supplies on here. Next up is, so we have all the pegs lying here. This one is the shield, the cover. I'm pretty sure you've seen this. If not, I'm just going to give you a quick peek of it. So you use this to shield the gas section from wind. If I were cooking on that side and it was windy, then I can simply place it on like so or so. And then the other thing we have is the wash out dishes, which can then go onto the top. Once we have accessed our complete storage, that can simply go on there. Now you may be wondering, what if we are standing on a tilted platform and the section, that is the second opening section, tilts as well? In that case, we have these poles. Let me just put it on here, and then depending on the length that you require, you can put one here. The second one, it's a telescopic one. You bolt it in place as per the length that you require on the bottom section. I think I need to bring this a little more in. Yep, that's there. And then this last thing is our tissue paper holder. Currently we do not have a tissue, the kitchen tissue, so we're going to be making it work through the help of the toilet roll. Easy access, so a huge countertop to cook or prep anything, and then you transfer it onto the burner top. Everything, including the spices, the utensils and cutleries, is within the reach. The plates are within the reach. You can simply be cleaning it. Even if I did not have that other table, I think it would be still okay to not have an extra table with me. Last thing that we have here is this dustbin, because a responsible caravan lover or caravan travel or overlander never leaves the area dirty. So we have this little fixture. It's a telescopic dustbin. Let's say my dustbin area is pretty small. I can then add the legs on all three sides. For now, I do not require these because I'm just going to be converting it into a dinky dustbin. And then I have easy way access. This dustbin can be put on under here. Now, although I said that despite of having so much counter space, we do not require any sort of extra table, but we do have one more right here. So this that you're seeing here is the tire table that goes usually on the rear tires, but because we utilize the complete rear section, we have made the provision of it going to anywhere. Goes onto your tire, and then you can put in any extra amenities or any extra things that you require on here as well. If I had maybe small camping chairs, I could be sitting here and having my meal. So that is the whole concept. Now coming to the back side, which is where we have our awning. So the Octopus awning, you've already seen it. Nothing special now, but once we open it up, so down comes the flap, and then you pull the awning towards the side, and then we can simply attach it to this side. But before we do that, we have another little feature. So down comes our first pole, the second pole. You have seen this in Aether, guys, but this is what we have attached to the body. Sturdy enough to take even my weight. And then this is a telescopic system. That means whatever height you want to extend it to, that is possible. But for now, we are going to be using it to fix up our hammock. So simple hooks goes onto the sides. And that's how you get in easy access. This can easily take a payload of 100 kg. That means any person who is 100 kg of weight, they can easily lie down and be chilling. I think this is a really good addition. We've started to give this in many of our conversions, but if you require this just onto your truck camper, onto your existing truck, creating this setup, provided the build quality that you have is sturdy, is definitely possible. Now we'll be opening the awning completely. So this is how you fix it onto here. I'll have to climb up. Here you can see we have a little loop. We're going to be passing it through this. To then open our setup, which is now complete. Also want to point out that the complete fixture, that is the hammock area as well as the awning that you have and the kitchen, is something that's not going to be interfering with each other. As you can see, the door can be easily accessible even when the hammock is being used, and so can the awning. I hope you like this conversion. The walkthrough is still not over. If you're somebody who really likes these sort of overlanding conversions, then we do have this particular model available for you for a self-driven rental. You heard it right. Reisender ROGUE is available for a self-driven rental. That means you do not have to have our driver on board. You can simply be traveling in this in a rogue manner without having any sort of itinerary or plan in action. All the details related to the rental are going to be mentioned on our website, which you can either scan here or click onto the link which is in the description box, which is www.motorhome.co.in. If you want to get this setup built, if you did like this conversion and want to have one for your own requirement, then you can also hop onto our website, which is www.caravanconversion.com. As of now, I'm going to be taking your leave and enjoying this conversion by myself. So if you did like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, for we will be posting many more fun conversion and travel videos in the home away home on wheels. Motorhome Adventures signing off.